Coach, another emotional ball game. Can you just talk about what happened down the stretch, especially in the last 2 minutes?
In regards to
Just how the game turned out, tie ball game late.
just they made some plays down the stretch, made some free throws. Foul, put them at the free throw line. We missed a couple easy ones. I think we missed a three, and missed a floater in the lane. So, some plays down the stretch didn't go our way, but love the energy and effort, and our guys executed the game plan at a high level. We just didn't do enough down the stretch to win the game.
DeJounte, could argue, was his best game on the team. Just what he was doing, really filling up the box score, and the 6 steals just really helped you guys. How do you see his improvement from when he came back from the injury to where he is right now?
Tonight, I liked his poise. He really allowed the game to come to him. He was all over the place defensively, in the passing lanes, getting steals, stealing pocket passes, which allowed us to get out in transition. So I loved the way he managed the game tonight, and he really did a great job of being poised and just making simple plays.
How tough is it when you need to win really badly and you feel like you played well most of the game and just still couldn't come away with it in the end?
Yeah, it's tough. It was frustrating, but I'll take the improvements that we did tonight and continue to look at them, and a lot of positives in this game that we can take away from it. And we got to continue to do this. As frustrating as it is and as difficult as it is, we have to continue to try to put ourselves in these type of positions, because if we do, we'll give ourselves more chance to win games.
Yeah, we talked all year about how well Eve has played, and obviously another good game for him. But in a really big moment there, missed a free throw at the end. Do you kind of talk to him about that, or say something to him after a moment like that? I guess knowing how well he's played, but obviously that's a big moment where he came up short.
It's a learning moment for him. Hopefully he gets an opportunity to continue to put himself in that position where he can make free throws to tie the game. But he's a competitor, and I love what he's doing for us on the floor. And that just comes from experience. Stepping up to the line, being comfortable, and this might be his first time, ever in a predicament where he's shooting free throws, in a critical moment like it was tonight. So it's going to happen at times, especially with some of your younger guys. But extremely proud of what he's doing on the floor for us.
Another game where Trey gets off to a really hot start and just not very involved in the second half. What are you kind of seeing in some of these games where his production really slows down coming out of halftime? Teams
are making adjustments, and they're all over Trey. So he's doing a good job of just continuing to play. And when they guard him like they do, it allows other guys to be able to drive, to be able to get to the basket, and the game opened up for CJ a bit more because of the gravity and attention that they're putting on Trey.
When you look at those last couple of possessions, what were you trying to do there? Did you notice anything maybe that got missed in transition and forcing you to set up in half court, and then trying to get that last shot for CJ? Was that the look that you wanted to get? Was that the action that you wanted to see on that last possession?
Yeah, I'm comfortable with the shots. We just got to make them. We got to step up and make those shots. But the one possession got a little funky, and I took a timeout to get us organized. We got a good look after that. Got to make them.
And then turnovers again in critical situations tonight. You forced them, but you also gave it away at the wrong times. How is that? How difficult is it with that being such a persistent issue for a team that has taken care of the basketball better in the past?
Well, I like the fact that we turned them over and we scored more off their turnovers than they did ours. Still got to do a bit better of taking care of the basketball, but when we can win that margin, that's helpful for us. Now, if we can cut down, go from 16 to 12, that's even more possessions for us, more opportunities to score.
And Willie shot the ball well from 3 tonight, season high. Just what was it kind of like, just seeing some shots finally starting to fall?
It was great. Those are the shots that we know our guys can step up and make, and we have to continue to work like we've been doing, execute the way we did tonight. It's unfortunate we didn't come away with the win. Our guys are frustrated. Going through the difficulties that they're going through. We all understand it, but you try to take some positives out of this game, and I felt on both ends of the floor, our game plan discipline was pretty high.
Willie, when teams do focus on Trey like they did, they face guard him pretty much in the second half. What would you like for him to do, and what could the offense, maybe the guys that he's out there on the court, do to help him in those situations?
Well, sometimes what he's doing is good. He's spacing the floor, and he's allowing other guys to be a part of the action. Sometimes it's when they guard him like that, setting back screens, setting screens for other guys to loosen him up a bit. It's helpful to get him in some of the action.
Coach. DeJounte, how tough is it when you feel like, a lot of aspects of the game, you feel like the team played well, you made a season-high three-pointers, CJ obviously has a big game, and you're still not able to close it out in the end?
I mean, I think the execution was better from our game plan today from the group. We stuck to the defensive plan and, really the offense end. And until we play for each other on a consistent daily basis, we'll have a bunch of challenges. I think, any team, any team sport, when you play for each other, it just allows it to be fun. It allows you to play together. It allows you to be connected. Just all those different things. And I think tonight, it was better. Just got to be more consistent. But it's tough. We trying to figure it out, man. One thing I could say, there's nobody showing up here in that locker room right now that's, with the mindset like, oh, we want to lose or we don't want to be here. We don't want to play. You can see it in our practices. We compete. We practice a lot, so we competing. And then the games, we trying. We trying. You got to get it done, though. You got to get it done.
Yeah, the score was tied with about 2 minutes left. How did you feel just about the shots y'all were able to get from there, all the way to the end?
I mean, it can always be better. I think when you have that mindset, obviously me as an individual, I'm always just thinking the game and, trying to stay positive and figure out ways to get better, even use the negative things to turn into positive things. And, we could always be better at the end of the day. And I think the great teams, they're consistent of, wanting to get better. So, we got to continue to have that willing to learn and just get better.
And this is another game where Trey starts off hot and is not as involved in the second half. What do you think you guys got to do to just keep him more involved, or he has to do to be more aggressive in those situations?
It's a collective unit thing. It's not just give Trey the ball every time, not give DeJounte, CJ the ball every time. No, it's a team thing. So, as teams, he's gonna see teams is gonna try to take away 3-point looks for him more and more. So he just got to be more active of cutting to the basket, moving without the basketball, and getting easier buckets. I feel like me just knowing the game and seeing guys that shoot at his caliber, they try to manipulate the game, so they know you're taking away threes, so they're backdooring, whether they're getting the basket for themselves or their teammates. So he'll get it. You don't want to be great overnight, because that stuff fade away. You want to enjoy your journey, every step of the journey, and he's going to continue to be better because he's willing to learn and he's willing to put the work in.
DeJounte, did you feel like this was your best game as a Pelican? When you look at the stat sheet, you kind of filled it up, and if so, what was it like just to kind of get going like that?
I mean, I'm far from my best as an individual, far from it. No excuses, a lot of things going on, still trying to get healthy, dealing with little things, but at the end of the day, I'm not that guy that's going to come to the media because we lost and be like, I was hurt, or, I'm dealing with this or dealing with that. I think that's a cop-out way, the easy way. And, for me, my introduction just haven't been well. It will be better. I want to be here. I'm somebody that love adversity. We're going through a tough time right now, and I'm the last guy you ever see running from it. I want to see this thing turn around and go in the right direction. And, at the end of the day, it just builds, character, everything. And I'm one of them guys that, I'm built for it. I want it, though. And like I said, I just feel like my introduction is haven't been well. I hold myself to a high standard. And, I'm here to win games, and we're not winning games. We can't talk about who's healthy, who's not. Obviously, we need all our guys for, what we wanted to do from day one. But at the end of the day, man, you go out and you compete at a high level, and, you go with who's out there.
And my second question, what's your message to, you've been a rookie before, obviously, but what's your message to Eve after not being able to knock down that second free throw? What do you tell him to encourage him, I guess?
I mean, just be confident, but I'm with you, never against you. That's for all my teammates, but obviously him. I just love seeing him grow, and step up to the challenge no matter who he's going against. Like, he went against a great guy tonight. Zoo worked for where he's at today. And, explaining that to our young guy, like, he didn't come in as a high pick. That was a guy that was traded. That was a guy that worked his way into where he's at today. So, you look at guys like that, and he was a great person. He put the work in. And, for our guy, he's young, and we believe in him. We see he shows up every day, puts the work in, want to learn. So, make or miss, I'm with you. We want you to make it, but, at the end of the day, we with you.
I know you just said you're not one to make excuses or look for cop-outs. Just where are you at with your hand and just coming back from that?
I mean, just a lot. I really don't want to dwell on it. Like I said, I don't want no excuse. I'm gonna be better, and that's just that. I'm a competitor, and like I said, I hold myself to a high standard. But it's been a lot. I think for me, I'm at my best when I'm having fun. I got to get to just having fun, and that comes with life things, and then obviously dealing with what I was dealing with. And just getting back to having fun. That's the most important for me. I'm blessed, I'm thankful, I'm grateful. So, I know when I'm having fun as an individual, the sky's the limit. So, I will be better, like I continue to say, and that's that.
Is there a sense of confidence or just looking forward to the return of Jose and Zion just kind of like right around the corner?
If it says they're available, then we love it. If it's don't say they're available, then we want them to attack rehab like no other.
The season had 3 pointers for y'all this game. Did you feel like y'all were just generating better looks, especially in that first half?
Yeah, I think so. Absolutely. You watch practice, and guys is consistently working on their game, knocking down shots, and even the way we script. Just together as a unit, we're always trying to script to get threes up, from everybody. So, it's great to see, we're going that direction. I believe you guys, the fans, everybody could say that, we competed tonight. It wasn't no pushover game. Obviously, that's a, well-coached team and, a great coach with Ty Lue, and then obviously James Harden, guy, like even for him, yeah, just to see him where he's at still, we're game planning for that guy that not too long ago they were saying is washed and all these different things. So, that's a great team, and it just shows you that, we're right there. We just got to be consistent. Appreciate you guys.
CJ, what's your message to a young guy like Misi, you know, being in a situation like that and not being able to knock that second free throw down? Obviously, you know, the first time he's ever been in that type of situation. I guess, do you say anything to him, or is it just like, you know, another one of those learning moments?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't say anything tonight. I think he had enough going on in his life and on his mind to where I let it sit for tonight, and we'll just talk about the importance of just remaining confident. You're going to make shots, you're going to miss shots. The game didn't come down to those free throws. There's turnovers. I had 4 throughout the game. We had a couple breakdowns where we trapped and didn't rotate. They got threes. A couple transition opportunities we didn't score. There's other plays that, you know, impacted the game. Obviously, he's going to feel the weight of the world on the free throws, but the game comes down to a lot of different plays throughout. I missed a free throw. It's a one-possession game, right? We're down 2. Instead of that, we're down 1. He splits. Game's tied up. So I think there's a lot of ways you can look at the game. And I think for him, it's just about growth and continuing to work. And he's getting better each night. He played well. And now we move forward to the next game.
How tough is it when y'all are really clawing to get this win and this streak, and it feels like you did a lot of things right tonight and still, you know, not able to close it out in the end?
Yeah, I mean, we shot over 50 from the field, over 48 from 3. We did a good job, you know, throughout the game. This is a good team. It's well coached. Would like to get a couple possessions back, but I mean, we play like this every night. We're gonna have a chance to win games, take ourselves out of where we're currently at. But I think losing is difficult, and it's unfortunate that we keep losing. But if we can continue to take steps in the right direction like we did tonight, then I think we'll be in a much better position, and it'll be a much better brand of basketball.
Another game where, you know, Trey has a big first half and it kind of slows down in the second half. What do you think you guys need to do to kind of get him more involved or to get him more aggressive in those situations where he can carry it over?
We got to get some more movement, some maybe back screens, get his screens, find him in transition, some of those things. And I think it's mixed, right? We got to find ways to get him the ball, but then it's also the team. They understand his value. They understand how good he is, and they're going to make it difficult for him to score. They're going to deny, you know, some of those types of things. They're going to press into him. And that's just a part of our growth collectively as a team. I think on the floater, I think he was open in the left corner, left wing. So those are the moments where you gotta, you know, try to get him a shot on the last possession. Not the one I threw at Misi's Eve's feet, but the one I threw to him for the layup. Him or her would have been open in the corner, and that's just us just continuing to grow and having those conversations and dialogue. And once I break the free throw line, once I break the restricted area, you know, they're taught to come to the ball, and I thought we had a great game in terms of paint decision making, you know, being able to stop on 2, sometimes being able to find passes, and those are moments where I got to be better and figure out ways to kind of generate some offense, especially from 3 when we get into the paint.
How frustrating is it for you? Like, I can see that it's wearing on you and on your face. Just, it feels like you are reliving all those opportunities that y'all had where you made mistakes. Is that something of a burden that you kind of put on yourself as a leader of this team, as a vet, that you're seeing all those miscues as they tally up during the game? And when you go back to talk to the rest of these guys, are you saying, look, these are the things, these little things, these 1, 2, 3 things per quarter are costing us the difference between wins and losses? Do you feel that burden as the vet, as the leader of this team?
I mean, it's a game of margins, and I think as you get older, you realize each possession matters. And you gotta look at the end of the game and say that we didn't execute, and you know we had some opportunities to make shots. I had a floater I missed. We ended up getting fouled on 1, but the game doesn't. Obviously, that's what everybody sees in the highlights. But there's so many possessions throughout the game that kind of changes the game, right? We gave up a couple offensive rebounds under 2 minutes. I gave up a corner 3 in the first half. We were in a drop coverage, which means you guarding it 2-on-2. And I kind of watched the ball. Harden threw a strong side corner, Dunn hits a 3. So it's like there's so many plays throughout the game that you're not going to remember, but we're playing them over and over again in our head. And then obviously I watch the film and figure out how to win within the margins. You know, obviously we played a good offensive game, a good defensive game, but there's 1 or 2 possessions that we just have to get better at collectively. And that's the difference, right? Those are 2 possessions where, you know, instead of us being down 1 or 2, we up 1 or 2. So it's a different type of game. It's a different type of pressure. They got to go execute. They got to go play in the half court with a switching defense and those types of things. But I mean, we're making strides in the right direction. But like you said before, you know, you want to see the result at the end of the game, and we're not getting it right now.
CJ, it looked like you and DJ looked to be in kind of a decent rhythm, the way you guys were getting your offense for much of the game, and you got really going there in the second half. Do you feel like that chemistry is improving? Are you guys learning a little bit more about each other's games?
Yeah. I mean, this is my 20th game of the season. I don't know how many DJs played. I have to look, but we haven't played a lot of games together. Yeah, so think about that. That's we got 17 games in 30 days this month in January. So when you look at it, the grand scheme of things, we haven't played a lot of basketball together, so it's going to take time. Obviously, we're having the dialogue, we're working out, we're doing those things, and I think, the rhythm is coming back, for a lot of us. The extra work we can get on some of these days where I can get in the gym at night and get some work in, I can get some stuff with my trainer and with my strength guy. Like, that's helpful for me. It's the extra reps that I need to feel more comfortable from a movement standpoint, from a conditioning standpoint. Like, I finally feel like I'm in a spot where, coming off an injury, like, I feel like myself. But it takes time. Like, you come back and you're trying to find your way. There's things that are happening with the team, obviously. You're losing games. You wanna help any way that you can, and you feel like you're coming up short. But I think it's just a matter of preparation and perspective, and I just try to keep both of those things in order. And I think that the tide's going to turn, and we're heading in a good direction. It's just unfortunate that we've dug, such a horrible hole.
And CJ, could you talk a little bit more about, you said you're coming off the injury, so you're trying to get your rhythm, get to 100% conditioning-wise.
Well,
DeJounte just mentioned to us that he's not 100%. He's been dealing with a lot of things. He admitted that, but he didn't want to say more to not use it as an excuse. But a lot of fans don't see that, especially when you guys don't make those excuses. So you can kind of tell from your vantage point what you're seeing, what DeJounte is going through right now.
I mean, he's got so much. I mean, obviously, he's not going to speak on it, but he's a situation with his mom, right? Like, he's playing games, his body is here, but his mind can't be here each night, obviously recovering from the hand. But that's a lot to deal with, Obviously, we want to perform well, and we get paid to play and just kind of pretend nothing else in your life is happening. But there's a lot of things that can affect how you play on the court, and family is precious, and you only get one. And, this game is important to us, but it doesn't last forever. 20 years from now, no one's really going to remember a lot of us. You know what I mean? They'll remember how we made them feel and the impact that we had in the community, and maybe a couple of games that we play will be like great memories for some of the kids, but no one will really remember that stuff. But you'll remember what happens to your family. You'll remember the games you had to play in where there was difficulties, or maybe there's a funeral you missed or things like that. So he's got a lot going on in his personal life, and I commend him for just being a pro. He shows up every day. He doesn't make complaints. A lot of guys wouldn't be with the team right now, to be honest with you. A lot of guys would be back home. So I think for him, he's just trying to push through and mentally get over the hurdle of not having the person that's always been in his quarter with him right now. Like, she's in Seattle, and I think that would be difficult for anybody. Especially under these circumstances, in an environment like this right now, it makes it even more difficult.